Hi, this is Paul. I wanted to give you my opinion on the Shannon Sharpe Shaq feud that's going on currently right now. Um, it started with when Djokovic got the Nikita Djokovic won his third MVP in 4 years. Okay, I'm just going to read what it says in the article, so you hear exactly what was said back and forth, and I'll give you my opinion on who I think is right or wrong, or whatever. Okay, Shaquille O'Neal and Shannon Sharpe known for sharing their opinions, and this is from the Athletic. And the comments clashed this week when they exchanged barbs after Denver Nuggets star Nikola Jokic won his latest NBA MVP trophy Wednesday. An all-out feud between the sports personalities has since ensued. O'Neal joking with Jokic on TNT after the war announcement said he thought Oklahoma City Thunder point guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should have won the honor, prompting criticism from Sharpe. Uh, and this is what O'Neal said. "You know I love you," told Joker, who won his third MVP in 4 seasons. "You're the best player in the league. I want to congratulate you, but I want you to hear it from me first. I thought, you know, SGA should have been the MVP. That's no disrespect to you, but congratulations." Djokovic tucked him right in stride. He said, "Thank you, Shaq. We don't judge people here, so that's fine. It's your opinion. I'm joking," he said with a laugh. Okay, Shannon Sharpe, however, later took aim at O'Neal's credentials, saying on his Nightcap podcast, "I think part of Shaq, and he might not ever admit this, but Shaq sees these guys win MVPs and is a little envious." Okay, Shaq should have 5 MVPs. Shaq should have won 7 titles. Sharpe said of O'Neal, who won one MVP during his playing career. He sees guys like Nikola Djokovic that's not dominant as him, and he gets 3 MVP awards in 4 years. And people are talking about him. Shaq is never brought up when they're discussing when it comes to the GOAT. Okay, he's never in front of Magic. He's never in front of LeBron. He's never in front of Jordan. He's never in front of Kareem. He's never really in front of Russell. When we talk about GOATs, these players are Mount Rushmore, and I think part of him is envious of that. But I don't. But he don't have anybody to blame but himself. If Shaq would have Shaq would have said, "I had my work ethic," he'd have 40,000 points. O'Neal, a 4-time NBA champion and 3-time NBA Finals MVP, responded on X with a post that linked to an article ranking Sharpe as the 11th best NFL tight end of all time. And the caption is, "You got to be top 10 in your profession before you speak on someone in their profession." Okay, that's Shaq saying that about Shannon. And then O'Neal further escalated the feud with multiple posts on Instagram and even dropped a diss track on the platform Friday. Okay, he said, "You took me sticking up for Gilgeous-Alexander as jealousy. Shows you how smart you are and how you are saying anything to get clicks." Okay, O'Neal wrote in one post. So here's some clickbait for you. "If you ain't ranked in the top 10 in your profession, then you can't speak on me. Me jealous? LOL. Sounds like you jealous. I know you're trying to stay relevant by gossiping on your podcast." Okay. In response, Friday, Shannon posted a clip on X of comments he made on his podcast in which he said, "I never professed that I was great as Shaq, but what I will say is I got what I got because I worked my ass off. The question is, do you believe you gave everything you possibly could in basketball? Did you train the way you should have? Did you eat the way you should have?" He's the most dominant big man in the history of the game. He got 1 MVP. Yeah, you got more money. Yeah, you're more famous than me. Yeah, you're more well known. You're gonna have way more money than I ever have. But nobody will ever say that I was lazy or I cheated myself. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's go back. Okay, there's more. Sharpe is a 3-time MVP. Three-time Super Bowl champion, 8-time Pro Bowler. Okay, and they're both in the Hall of Fame. Respective Hall of Fame. Okay, now what I think of it. Okay, I think first of all, I don't think Shannon should have said that Shaq was jealous. I don't think Shaq was jealous. I don't even think he came off as being jealous. As far as the MVP things are concerned, I think Shaq would have had more, but I think, and I heard Rob Parker and Chris Broussard say this on their podcast, and I think this is true. Remember, Shaq played with Kobe, and when they won those 3 championships, I think they split a lot of the votes. Although, like I said, Shaq won 3 MVPs, okay, in the finals. So, I think those count for something too. That counts. Those are MVPs as far as I'm concerned. You won them in the most important important games for the championships. Shaq won 3 of those. Okay, and that to me is fantastic. Should he have more MVPs in the regular season? Oh, without a doubt. Shaq was dominant for a time. He was like the most dominant center for a time. until they came up with those hack a Shaq rules. Then Shaq got hurt, and Shaq did like Shannon Sharpe. He wasn't the best in terms of he was overweight at certain points. After a while, he had a period I think there where he was like the top guy, top center, just this top dominant big man for a time when he played. And then, like I said, he got hurt, I think, and then the whole thing with Kobe. Then he got traded, and then he did. His weight did balloon up, and then he got hurt, and he wasn't. And he even admitted himself he didn't always have the best work ethic. Okay, but as far as I don't agree with Shannon that when Shaq said when he had him on the show, the TNT show, Djokovic, that he was jealous. I don't think. I do think Shaq is a little salty about not winning more MVPs, and so specifically, I think he should have won that year that Steve Nash won that other MVP. I think he definitely thinks he deserves it, and I definitely think he probably would have. But I also think like a lot of people think that he being on a team with Kobe, okay, and they were like the two dominant stars. Okay, I think they did split a lot of the vote. Okay, I think if Kobe wasn't on that team, if Kobe was maybe on another team or something, I think they would have definitely, or maybe if Kobe wasn't as brilliant as he was, maybe Shaq would have won more MVPs. I definitely think he should have definitely won more. But I think during that time period, I think they did split the vote, and that's why I think he definitely would have had more. I don't think he was jealous, and I think Shannon was wrong saying that he was jealous. He was envious of it. Okay, but at the same time, I think Shaq did go a little bit too far by saying if you're not in the top 10 in your sport, you can't speak on me. In your profession, you can't speak on me. It's his opinion. It's his podcast. He can have his opinion. Okay, you may not agree with it. I may not agree with it, but it's his opinion. He can have it. Okay, and I definitely don't think Shannon is being disrespectful to you, because Shannon, I only think I disagree with him saying that you're jealous, but the stuff that he said about you, you even said about yourself that you didn't, that you didn't always eat the right way. You got overweight, and then you didn't train as good as you could have. But look at even without doing those two things, look what you accomplished. You got 4 championships. You was a 3-time Finals MVP, Shaq, and nobody can ever take that away from you. And you were a dominant big man for that era. You were the dominant big man for that era. Okay, so I think taking pot shots at Shannon, saying if I could tell why you got that job and stuff and all this, I think that's you kind of hit below the belt. Okay, you had a disagreement with you. Like I said, I don't think he should have said you were jealous, because I don't think you were jealous. I think you are sensitive to the fact that you think you should have won more regular season MVPs. Okay, and I think that is subjective, and I definitely think maybe you should have. But again, I think like a lot of people think that because you were with Kobe, y'all split the vote a lot of times, and that's why you didn't win more than one. Because I definitely think you definitely had the talent to win more than one, and I definitely think maybe you would have if you didn't play with Kobe. I think that did split the vote, and that's why you didn't get as many MVPs. Like maybe you should have had 2 more or so if you would have. But I think Shannon was wrong saying that that you were jealous. I don't think you were jealous when you had Jokic on, because you basically said in your comments to him, I love I love you. You're the most dominant big man right now. He gave him his flowers, but he gave him his opinion. He thought that SGA should have won because their team was the #1 seed. Okay, and he played great. Okay, I think he had the most 30-point games and stuff too. And Shaq was being honest. He said I think he should have won it. Okay, but again, that's just his opinion. So, and just like Shannon has his opinion, I don't agree with it, but I think Shaq took a little bit too far, a diss track, and then saying all this stuff about Shannon has to be in his top 10 and stuff. Shannon Sharpe was a great was one of the best tight ends when he played, and Shannon Sharpe always gave you 100% when he played. Okay, there's nobody could ever say that Shannon Sharpe ever cheated the game and stuff. Okay, Shannon Sharpe gave it his all, and he always, you can tell Shannon Sharpe is humble enough, okay, to admit his faults. And I think even I watched the podcast after Shaq made his comments, the post he put on X, and when he was talking to Ocho, and he said, listen, he says Travis Kelce's better than me. He listed a bunch of tight ends that are better than him. He wasn't trying to say I'm the best tight end ever. Okay, I'm not. I was the best ever, and everything. Shannon Sharpe is humble enough to to admit, hey, they're way better tight ends than me. I'm not going to try to say, but when I played, I gave it my all. When I gave everything, I put everything out there on the field. Okay, I train right, and Shaq even has to admit this if he, he's going to be real honest with you, because he even admitted. I think he even said it. I don't know if he said it in a book or an interview where he said, "Listen, towards the end of my career, I didn't train I didn't eat right. I got overweight. I didn't train as much as I should have." Okay, he even admit that, and for him to, I think he just took it a little bit too far. I think he got a little bit too in his feelings by saying all this stuff about Shannon, because Shannon Sharpe, I've been watching him for a while, and Shannon Sharpe is besides being a LeBron, homer. Besides that, I think Shannon Sharpe is a real humble guy. Okay, and he will admit his faults, and he will apologize when he feels it necessary. But I don't. In this case, the only thing I disagree with Shannon on him saying that Shaq, which I don't think Shaq was jealous of Djokovic winning. He just thought somebody else. He thought it was a better case for the guy from SJA. He should have won. That's what, and I have no problem with that. What Shaq said on TNT with Jokic, and he gave Jokic his flowers right to his face. He was just honest with him. Okay, and Shannon gave his opinion, and I think that should have been it. I don't think. Again, Shaq went at him, I think, way too hard for just his opinion. Again, I think that was a little bit, and I don't. As far as the goats, Wilt Chamberlain. I think people do talk about Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell. Okay, I think those are the two other centers besides Shaq, who I think people talk about more than Shaq. Okay, because they, Russell because he won so much, and Wilt Chamberlain because they literally had to change the game because he was so dominant in it. Okay, and even Shaq at his period of time, he was so dominant. They had to come up with the Shaq rules. Okay, because he was just so dominant, and there was no way to slow him down. So they had to come up with Hack a Shaq to try to slow him down. So overall, like I said, I feel Shaq should just ease up. A diss track. You don't really have to go that way. Okay, that's just ridiculous. Okay. Okay, Shannon was just giving his opinion, and I think you got a little bit too sensitive about it. Okay, he was just giving his opinion. He didn't. Okay, look what he said. He said Shaq should have won more MVPs. He should have won way more championships. But again, remember him and Kobe even got into it, and again he eventually had to leave the team. And if they could have just settled their issues, who knows how many more championships they could have won? Okay, and again, Shaq won 3 Finals MVPs. Okay, to me, that is way more valuable than regular season MVPs. If you want my honest opinion, he won the MVPs where it counts in the finals. Okay, so that's my opinion on it. Again, I think Shaq just took it a little bit too far, and the diss track is not necessary. Okay, again, Shannon Sharpe is a good brother too, so that's just my opinion on it. Anyway, let me know what you think of this whole Shannon Sharpe Shaq beef. What do you think of it? Who you think won, or who you think is right? Let me know down below. Also, in the description box, I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. Also, have a link to my other channel, Paul Views and Opinions. Excuse me. I have a link down below to my main channel. Excuse me, because this is Paul's Views and Opinions. I have a link down below to my main channel, Trepacer, in the description box as well. Also, I have a link down below to my Patreon. My Patreon page is only $5 a month. Tons of content on there, unedited content, movies, TV shows. Follow the link down below to check it out. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Paul saying so long. Take care.